If you're a big swim team and you like to order a lot of gear, maybe you ought to check out Swim Outlet Team Division for these reasons. Swim teams receive a 10% discount on bulk orders. Swim teams or organizations get an 8% commission on referred sales. You'll also like their customization services, which is affordable and available at all times during the year for all team gear. With over 50,000 items in stock, you can get most anything you want. Swim Outlet Team Division. You need to try it out. You'll be glad you did.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Tuesday, February 5th, 2013. I'm your host, Tiffany Elias. Now, this past weekend, Michael Phelps had the chance to play some golf alongside Bubba Watson at the Annexus Pro-Am in Phoenix, Arizona. And I had the privilege of following Michael Phelps along the 18 holes of the golf course. Afterwards, was able to catch up with Michael for a post-game interview. Take a look at that interview now.
Mike, how'd you play today?
Nervous swimming as you were in 16?
Not a shot. I mean, as soon as literally we walked out on the 16, I could feel like my heartbeat like firing through my shirt. I thought my heart was going to pop out of my chest, but it was something that was pretty cool. You know, something I've never seen before and something I've never experienced. And I was very nervous. My club was like shaking as I'm over the ball. I just pretty much had to try to just swing the club as fast as I could. But it's wild. I have never heard people boo you, but I mean, I'm sure it's happened. My face is just underwater, so it was a little different experience. Hopefully I have the chance to come back and play again. It's a great event. I had a blast today, and being able to play with Bubba is something else. You know, I mean, we were throwing jokes back and forth the whole entire time, and keeping it very light. So it was a great experience, and glad I was able to make it.
I heard you were crushing on the range. The nerves get a little bit of the best of you once you got on the course.
I don't know what it was. I mean, I had a couple good ones on the range, and I couldn't find it until probably like 13. I started hitting a couple good ones here and there, but it just wasn't as consistent as it was a couple days ago when I was with Hank. So kind of figured out a little bit on the end and started hitting it a little bit better. But I mean, it just comes with more practice and more time on the range, and that's what I have to do.
You mentioned keeping it light with Bubba. It seemed like you guys started joking around from the first hole.
Yeah. As soon as he called me back off literally as soon as I'm getting ready to swing, from there to saying, I guess I had like the best drive of the day. And he's like, I think you're ahead of me. And he's like, actually, no, there was absolutely no shot that was in. He goes, I knew exactly where your ball landed, and there was zero shot you were ahead of me. So,
you bring the pros in the pool with you?
I would love to. Bubba's more than welcome to come jump in the pool. I don't know if he would, but I'd have to give probably a fairly healthy handicap, just like you would have to give me a fairly big handicap here.
So how passionate are you about this game right now, doing what you are with Hank?
I
know you
love
got the board with 100 courses you want to play.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's amazing. And I think one of the cool things about golf is you can travel all over the world and not one golf course will ever be the same. Yeah. And I think that's something that's pretty special that you can't say about a lot of sports. You know, I dive into the swim pool, it's the same temperature, it's the same length, it's the same depth. You know, so there's a lot of really cool things like that. You know, like being able to play in Scotland and at St. Andrews, and being able to come down here and experience the 16th green here, the 16th hole here. I've been able to have some really cool experiences in the sport so far, and there's a lot on my to-do list, and we have a long time to do it.
Can the sport be humbling because you're so used to being the best when you're in the water, and now you're literally like a fish out of water?
It's the most humbling sport in the world. I literally don't think I've ever done anything where I can't like semi-pick it up, and it's been a challenge and a struggle, but I have been able to pick up some things along the way and make my game better and stronger and more consistent. But it's just not at the point where I want it to be, and you know, being able to work with Hank, I think, is a great way for me to be able to get there, and we're finishing up the season now, but hopefully in the future I can still continue to work with him.
How many of those 100 have you played?
Like 3 or 4.
Okay, so this is going to take a long time.
This is the beginning of it, and you know, for right now I'm literally traveling, playing golf, going to the Super Bowl tomorrow. So I'm literally living a dream come true. You know, it's absolutely incredible what I've had the chance to do, and hopefully what I have the chance to do in the future.
Do you prefer the pressure?
Give you any tips today?
No, not really. He was just pretty much giving me a hard time from hole one. So you know, it's very different. You know, it's hard when you know, I'm trying to learn one way, and he knows as a pro, you know, it's hard to mix two different things together. So you know, we just, that was the first time I've ever played with him, and we've been talking since the Olympics, just shooting texts back and forth and joking around, and being able to see him at the Ryder Cup and watch those guys play there, and being able to play with him actually today was was an experience. You know, he really is a very talented person. It's, I mean, just amazing to me how much power he has and how fast he comes to the ball.
Do you prefer the pressure of swimming or golf?
I've dealt with it in swimming. It's not that hard. You know, it's and I guess the shot coming in, I kept telling everybody to move more right. You know, I think I'm always very nervous of which way it's going to go and how I'm going to hit it off the club. So, you know, once I get more confident, I think it'll be a lot easier. But yeah, it's definitely hard being out here and having all these people standing along the fairway, sort of cheering and yelling and screaming. Some good comments. I heard some bad ones on 16, but you know, it's I don't know. It's kind
Do you like Hank? Do you like work with Hank?
I do. You know, Hank and I, we have a great relationship. You know, we can both sort of throw comments back at each other and joke around and have a good time. And I think that's something that we have that's good as a sort of coach-athlete relationship. And you know, we both have a goal that we want to achieve, and that's what we're working towards.
Do you have a long-term goal in terms of your handicap or what you hope to play, how you hope to play?
I have a bunch of friends who are scratch, and I would like to somehow get down to that point. And you know I can, and I see some really good shots that show that, but then I have some really terrible shots that make me the worst golfer in the world. So, you know, it's the best of both worlds, or best of, I guess, the good world and the bad world, and I just have to try to narrow the gap as much as I can.
Couple more.
2 more questions.
Are you learning all the betting games to golf yet?
No, I'm
sharpen
not.
that up first.
I don't think I'm ready to do any of that yet. So I will make I won't put myself in a bad position. I'll say that. And I'm by no way, shape, or form ready to ever do that with anybody. I don't care how good, bad, whatever they are.
You said you're on your way to the Super Bowl. Who's your pick?
I'm a Baltimore boy, so I'm cheering for the big man, and hopefully Ray can have a shot at another one. And you know, he's been telling me all year he just wants to get back there. So you know, this is kind of icing on the cake, and hopefully he can be in the center of that field on Sunday night and hosting the championship trophy.
Will you be on the sideline or do you have a seat?
I'll probably mix it both.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
That was Michael Phelps in the Phoenix Monitor after the Annexus Pro-Am in Phoenix, Arizona. That's going to conclude today's morning swim show. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with all the latest news. I'm your host, Tiffany Elias. Thanks for watching.